Hello and welcome back. In this tutorial, I'm going to review where clause. This is going to be a very important uh, concept in SQL because you need to use where clauses to be able to extract only those records that actually fulfill a specific condition for your query. So there are a variety of ways that you can actually specify a clause, a word clause in your statement. But I'm going to start with explaining a few of them in this tutorial. So let's say we would like to see all of the regions where the region that belong to the Caribbean, right? So we can say select everything from world indicator where, and this is where the where clause statement comes. You say where uh, region equals and equals Caribbean. Let me make sure I'm writing it correctly. All right, and then let's run it. So this should give us a list of all of it filters out the list of all of the records where the region is Caribbean. So that was one of the ways, or and actually we're using a equal sign, and this can be used with numbers, dates, strings, anything that you want. Uh, when it comes to text field versus number values or fields, SQL requires you to use a single code around the text value. Uh, Most database systems will also allow you to use double codes. I've used Microsoft SQL Server. I've used VS Code. They're each of them are different, but in PG admin, you're required to use single code. Otherwise, you're going to get an error. So if I use the double code, I'm going to get an error that says, the Caribbean does not exist. So something just for the record. Okay, and so because again, as I said, this was running a conditional clause using a string or character value as a condition. Let's do another one. Let me just copy and paste it instead of typing it. Let's do another one now. This time using a numeric value. So let's say give me all of country, filter out the table for me based on GDP this time, where GDP equals to, let's say, 88. And let's run it. There you go. These are the countries or records where the GDP is 88. So with the operators, it's important that for you to know how to use operators, especially uh, as you need to use a variety of operators depending on the condition that you like to assign. Now, for instance, if you want to do greater than, right? Greater than is this is the operator for greater than. So let me copy and paste that syntax here, and this time let's just do greater than. And so we can say GDP, give me all of the GDP, where give me GDP where the value is greater than 95, right? So now this should filter out all of the GDPs that are greater than 95. So you know that the operators, the equal sign operator works with both numeric and uh, char. I'm sorry, I always use exchangeably the terms string, character, which all mean the same thing. So string, variable, character, variable. It works for this, but for the greater than or less than or other numerical operators, you cannot apply them to character or to text variable. Now let's do less than. So same thing. All you have to do is just change the operator to less than, let's say, give me all the countries that are less than 30 GDP. You have to, there you go. These are the countries that are whose GDP are below 30. You can also do what we call a double operator. So in that case, let's say we want to see all of the countries where the GDP is either greater than or it's equal to, let's say, uh, it's either greater than or equal to 95. So, okay, apparently, oh, I made a mistake. GDP is equal or greater than 95. And there you go. So what makes this different from this here is that it will also show you 95. So there's any number that's 95 will appear here. So let's just change this to 96, right? And we're going to see that we won't see 96 here. We're going to see 97, 98, and 200. But if we keep this at equal to or greater than 95, or sorry, 96, then we're going to see 96 in the new filter. There you go. So not only do we see any value that's greater than 96, but also any value that's equal to 96. Same thing, we can do the same thing for less than or equal to value. So let's say GDP that's equal to, that's less than or equal to, let's say, 9. So there you go. It shows what's below 9, and it also shows us 9. And something else important is the not equal. So let's say we're going to ask for all the GDP, for all the records where the GDP is not equal to, let's say, uh, 98. So let's run it. I forgot to put this here. The exclamation point is not. It signifies not, or the negation of the equal. There you go. So you will have everything except for 98. So let's say we're going to go for 88 Afghanistan. So let's say we're going to ask the table to give us everything except for any GDP that's not equal to uh, give us everything where the GDP is not 88. So it's going to give us all the records except for Afghanistan that has a GDP of 88. There you go. So you see number one is now out, filtered out. So that was for the, I think another operator that you can use for the negation or not equal is this. Let's see if this is going to work as well. Oh, there you go. So either this or the exclamation point and equal sign. You can also do, you can, like, again, it can go on and on, and it's there's a lot you can do. You can do, you can expand this search or conditional criteria to a whole different, whole variety of criteria and conditions. So, for example, you want to see everything in GDP that's between, let's say, uh, 90 and 100. It's going to give you everything that's between 90 and 100. So there you go, everything within that range. However, you can also, another way you can do this is to do GDP is greater than 90, right? And uh, 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 lower than 100. So this is another way. Sorry, I should have put the second condition here. There you go. So both of them are correct. So this is more like uh, self-explanatory for people who use like mathematical operators. This one is more like for programming, and it's very common in SQL to use between an and. So and and or are also important to know in this context, especially if you would like to expand your conditional clause while filtering out using query in SQL. Again, this can be expanded in many ways and in many variations, but it's a good start. Thank you for your time. Until next time.